Hey folks, Great Northern Prepper here. Today I want to talk about the Biolite stove. I just got this in the other day. It's a neat little stove that will cook for you. It's as well as provide some power for various devices that you may have, from cell phones to MP3 players to GPSs or even headlamps and other lights that require power. It weighs about 2 pounds. It puts out about 3.4 kilowatts of power in fire output, I should say, in low mode, and then 5.5 kilowatts in high mode. And the USB output, and you can see it right down here is where the USB is about 5 volts max continuous, and 2 watts at 5 volts max continuous, and 4 watts at 5 volts peak. I'll just show you a little bit about this. Put the box out of the way. It's mainly just a little stove, and this is what's called a thermoelectric generator. And by just burning stuff in here, you can plug in a USB drive or a USB plug right there and power up your various devices. It fits all together pretty simply. It's got nice little legs in there, and it can handle about a gallon of water on a pot on top, so you can cook your food as well as generate power for yourself. Or if you just need to generate power, you can just use sticks and twigs and various other things around in the area to burn it. Why don't we take this apart, and I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see right here, it fits together really well. You just have this little pot holder, and it actually fits right inside of itself. If you want to put it together, all you have to do is stick the nozzle right through the little hole that's in there. And then what you'll do is, you can see this, sorry about that, this fits in quite nicely right there. There's a little hole for it, and once this leg comes out, it actually holds it in place. So you just flip the legs out, stand it up, and then you just slip this pot holder right on there just like that, and then you can set your pot on top of it, and it works pretty slick. What you'll do is start a fire inside. You turn the on button on, and you can hear that fan running. Once that fan's running, what it does, let me turn this off, you hold it for about 3 seconds, and it'll shut off. What that fan does is it blows air all out of these little holes all throughout the inside there. And what that does is almost like it's pretty much like a rocket stove, where it'll force a lot more of the heat, a lot more combustion, and will give you a lot more heat for your little thermoelectric generator here. And once you have a decent enough fire, it'll kick on the high mode, but you can also push the button again once it's on to turn it on to high mode, and it'll really start kicking out some of that power. It's a little bit heavy, you know, at 2 pounds 1 ounce. It's a little bit heavier than you'd probably want to if you're going to be doing long-term hiking, and you know, you're really conscious about weight. But the fact that, but if you do need to have rechargeable capabilities as well as, you know, something to cook with, this is a pretty good little you know, trade-off, considering that if you're going to be taking a small you know, solar panel array with a little inverter type deal, you're probably going to be running about the same, maybe not even more, or if not more, weight-wise, between a small little camp stove and the solar panels. To clean it, all you really need to do is take off the little orange power module there, and just kind of wipe it down with a damp cloth, soap or water. Never submerge it, obviously. That should be kind of obvious. And you can just take like a little nylon brush and scrub out that the main part of the cooking array right there. It's dishwasher safe, and just make sure you dry it very, very thoroughly. Don't store it in excess heat, and just make sure you kind of store it in a well cool and dry area. But you know, at max power, putting out 4 watts at 5 volts peak is pretty decent, and you can charge pretty much any kind of smaller devices like a cell phone or like I said, headlamps and things like of that sort. So just check the power needs of your devices that you be looking to carry it. These run about $120 for Biolite, and what they actually do is they take the proceeds of this, and their main mission is to provide these and another larger version called the home stove, and they provide it for third world countries. And what this actually does is, it's being a rocket stove type, is it's very efficient in the way that it runs, so that it doesn't have as much pollution and soot and things like that. So it's not as bad for people in third world countries that do most of their cooking over open flame. So with this allows them as well to have access to power their small devices like cell phones and things like that. So this little notch is plugs up pretty well, so you want to keep it. I wouldn't just have it hanging off your pack. You'd want to have it probably in a Ziploc bag or something to keep it from getting wet, as this is an electronic device, but it's a very neat little stove. And the next thing we'll do is we'll turn it on and we'll burn some stuff and show that it is charged. Okay, now we're ready to start the fire. Got the kindling and the fire starting materials such as paper in there. So next step will be to light it, and then we'll start charging our phone. And as you can see inside the fan, as you turn it on, it starts to burn and provide oxygen for the fire. And the fan will actually recharge itself off the power on the battery, or off the power that's generated from the thermoelectric heat. Okay, once it reaches peak operation, which is about right now, you can pack the top up with fuel, and you'll know when it's ready to charge your USB item when this is green right here. Once this turns green, that's when you can plug it in. Oops. And you'll see it kind of drops down a little bit on the fan because the power is now going to here. And as you can see, it is charging right now. So this has been the Great Northern Prepper showing you the Biolite Campstove. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're at our main site at greatnorthernprepper.com. Thanks for your time.
I wore out my shoes in that wrong way to run. I blistered my skin working hard in the sun. Supper's almost over and I done cleaned my plate, and there's a light shining yonder, boys, I don't think I'll wait. I'm a laid back one and I've been one so long. I ain't perfect, you can tell by my songs. Brothers, forgive me for all of my wrongs. The good Lord, He's calling and it's time to go home. I hear Him calling and it's time to go